Alright, hello, Warden of Arnor again. This is my second test of my two dwarf decks that I built for my Archetype Analysis. And here we are on the road to Isengard. So we've set all this up. And yeah. Okay. So let's just, let's see, it's cannot draw cards or gain resources, do not connect characters, yeah. So, let's hit Control N, and then take away all those resources and put that card back on the top of the deck. So, yeah, in theory we can play zero cost cards, but there's no point. So, we just come to questing. So, Exalt Hero, you control to discard the top card of the encounter deck. Willpower is greater than the threat. Place a resource here, and we need to get 3 to take control of an ent. So, let's just go across. Aragorn, 2 willpower, 1 threat. It has to be greater than, so equal to is not good enough, so Bomber is completely useless for this. Thorin, 0 threat. Ori, X, where X is never plays in the game. Actually, hang on. Doesn't say printed willpower, so Dane applies. So actually, Ori's 3 versus. Well, I mean, Flame of Isengard is debatable anyway because it says discard the top card of the encounter deck. A card's text is not valid, in effect, while it's in the discard pile, which means that technically X would be undefined and therefore 0. But either way, Dane is in effect. So let's do Bomber for 1. No. Then let's do Nori for 3. And Owen for 3. And then Dane for 1. So no, that's not enough. I can take one of these ents. So let's have deck 1 take this ent, and okay, now we put a resource here, and I figure it could be worth going for another round. And so let's go again. 2, 1, 4, 2, 3, 3 equal, so don't get it. 1, 3, 3, 4. Having some pretty bad luck with getting the high threat cards here. Okay, that one obviously works. And Dane. Greener. Okay, so let's put that one on this side. Now, do I keep going to try and get the last two? My odds are reasonable, but I will then have to reveal more cards. I'm gonna try it. I've never really kept going after the ents for this long before, but we'll see how it works out. Yes, he's 3 because of Dane. Three. Okay. So we've got all of the ints, 2 on each side. Now we place the third resource here. This is in the refresh phase technically, so third resource here and advance to stage 2. If we advance, then shuffle the discard pile into the encounter deck and reveal one card for each resource. So 3 cards. Okay. So nothing against Surge, Open Pit, and okay, that doesn't even have a. If it does nothing against Surge, since no one is questing, that doesn't do anything. And now make Gates of Isengard the active location, and add Saruman and Orthanc to the staging area. Can't travel to Orthanc after a non-unique location is explored. Place damage. Exhaust down to Fanggold. Place 2 progress on a non-unique location. And now we can finally begin properly. So Aragorn should be over here. And we finally are actually gaining resources and drawing cards. So yeah, unfortunate timing because I've advanced and have this deck as first player. I can't play Legacy of Durin before I play a dwarf. I also I can get straight up to 5 dwarves if I use a good harvest, but then I would not have a resource left on Owen to actually play a feint, which is what I would quite like, so that I could stop Grima attacking and then just kill him. I suppose I can use a good harvest to play the feint. So, okay, let's play this Blue Mountain Trader and reduce my threat by 1. And leave it at that. Over here. Well, I suppose. Okay, let's. Darren's Runes. Okay, so I draw 2. Let's ditch the Miner. And then let's pay 1 for an Arable Record Keeper and 1 for Legacy of Durin. And that's it. So, 3, 5, 9, 11. Threat in the staging area, not a great start. But we can deal with it. Okay, so I can trigger my ants to get rid of this open pit if I want. Can also quest with them. So let's see, we quest for 2. Well, how much do I need to kill Grima? 6. Okay, so 3, 6, 8, 10, 13. I possibly don't want to go too hard. So I want to deal with what's currently in staging before I explore the gates and get extra enemies. Okay, so so I think this may be reasonable. I also have ints to modify by taking out locations. So, Ringwall of Isengard. And Blast of Sorcery. So, 3 damage among characters committed to the quest. That's not a great hardship. 1, 2, 3. 3. And 2 more threats. So I'm currently breaking even, which just is exactly what I want. So now let's just move forward to the encounter phase. Engage Grima. Deal him a shadow card. Play a good harvest, naming tactics, and pay 1 for a feint. So Grima's forced effect will not trigger because he does not attack. Therefore there is no after he attacks. And so then Thorin and an int. Attack for a total of 8 since Dane is still ready. And Grima is killed. And now I still have my ints ready to... Oh yeah, it's a quest action. Yeah, I think I will still stand by what I did. Because one of the obvious things would have been to get rid of the ring wall, but then I would have had to discard a random card from my hand, which could have taken away the feint. So yeah, I can cope. Control N. Move Aragorn over here. This deck draws a card, draw another card here. Okay, and Thorin gets an extra resource. So, Expert Treasure Hunter. And let's play an Erednimerous Prospector, discard 3, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's shuffle King onto the Mountain back into the deck. I don't think there was anything else I would have wanted to put back. Nope. And over here, actually we pay 2 for another Blue Mountain Trader, reduce threat by 1, and draw a card. Okay, and then let's send this Blue Mountain Trader over here to transfer a resource from Thorin to Owen, so that I can actually play this test of will if I want to. This does take away Owen's extra point of attack and tactics icon, but I'm not planning to play this Dwarven X right away, so it's not such a big issue. Right, so 2, 6, 8, 10. Oh yeah, I have to remember Orthanc. I always forget Orthanc. But I didn't quest successfully last round, so it's fine. I want to quest successfully this round, though. I think, because I'm getting sufficiently set up. Actually, let's make it like that, because this way, if Thorin still has his 3 resources, then I can play Lure of Moria. If I get into some dire straits. What did I say? 6, 8, 10. And request for 2, 4, 6, 9, 11, 14. I might stick with this because I will have to deal with some enemies. And I have Ents to adjust. So, Steam Event. Oh yeah, while in the staging area, that's when I heal, so that's not an issue, and that's... Oh, after I draw any number of cards from a player card effect. Which I did with Legacy of Durin, and I don't know, does Ori count? I'll play it safe and say yes. And this one is after I commit characters to the quest, so that does not currently apply. Because I've already committed. Okay, so let's add an additional 5 threat, but I can easily get rid of some of this threat. So let's trigger this Ent to put 2 progress. It is 2 progress, isn't it? Yep, 2 progress on the ring wall of Isengard. So now I trigger the wizardry effect for it being. I'm pretty sure it's anytime they're explored and not just as the active, but I should maybe check that. So hang on a minute. Okay, yes. The rule sheet specifically says even if it is not the active location. So each player discards a random card from their hand. Lure of Moria and Test of Will. That's unfortunate. But that does reduce the threat in the staging area by 2. Now I would quite like to get rid of at least one more of these. Either the open pit or the steaming vent. Steaming vent is more efficient. So let's do that, because it's 4 progress rather than 3. And assign X damage among characters in play, 1 more than the number of players in the game. So 3 damage. Let's do 1, 2, 3. So now I'm definitely questing successfully. Gates of Isengard goes to the victory display, and I'm going to have to put enemy into play engaged. Also, Orthanc triggers, also Expert Treasure Hunter triggers. So, ally. It is an ally. Orthanc. After the player's quest successfully, the first player looks at the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, reveals 1 and discards the others. So let's just put those up there. Yeah, think I'd rather not have the extra enemy, whereas I'm okay with locations. Oh yeah, also I've explored 2 non-unique locations with Ents just now. And yeah, let's take the ring wall. And then we explore the gates of Isengard, add it to the victory display, and search out 2 enemies to put into play engaged with me. This guy has a when revealed. This guy's annoying. This guy has a when revealed. Yeah, let's take the snuggers. And shuffle the encounter deck. So now I can travel to the open pit, so I won't have to deal with that anymore. And we move on to the combat phase, since we still have no other enemies. Archery 1 and archery damage must be assigned to allies if able. So I have a total of archery 2. That's not a problem. Bomber will defend this attack. Takes 1 damage. Dane will defend this attack. He takes no damage. I have easily enough attack to kill this one, and the Ent can do this one. Aragorn moves. And we control N. Draw an additional card, get an extra resource. Draw a card here. Okay, let's pay 3 for Keely and search out Feely. There he is. Shuffle the deck, reduce my threat by 1, draw a card. Let's see. Let's transfer this Blue Mountain Trader over here to transfer a resource onto Owen. And yeah, let's just lay down Dwalin, reduce my threat by 1, and draw a card. Okay, Battlemaster. Now over here, getting some healing out seems like a pretty good idea. Becoming the king under the mountain sounds like a great idea. Both of those are good options. I suppose since Biffer is unique, I'll take him. Like I said, they can't play him yet. Let's play a Warden. And leave it at that. So, 4, 6, 8, 10 threat in the staging area again. So, if we quest for 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 13, 15. Then that should do reasonably well. Reveal underground armory. And another ring wall of Isengard. So that's an extra 6 threat. But let me just check it. It's just a non-unique location. Doesn't have to be in the staging area. So I can do the active if I want. So let's do this. Random discard. And random discard. And let's do this end. And again, random discard. And random discard. Well, that one's annoying. So now we're down to 15 against 12. 8, 10, 12, yep. So we make 3 progress. Oh, actually, hang on. I just explored 2 non-unique locations. So I'm about to advance to stage 3. Alright. Let's trigger Expert Treasure Hunter. It's an ally. Trigger All Thank. Definitely don't want to do that. And I'm not too sure about getting the extra enemy, really. So let's take the extra plane of Isengard. And then we have explored the open pit. Raise each player's threat by 2. Damage there. And advance straight on to stage 3. So each player draws 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And each player with more than 6 cards discards until he only has 6. Attach Saruman's stuff to Saruman. After a player draws any number of cards, Saruman attacks that player. Deal and resolve 2 shadow cards for this attack. Then remove 1 damage from Saruman. While Saruman has any hit points remaining, the players cannot win the game. Okay. So I've got 9 cards here, so I have to discard 3. I don't need these because I already have them. And I think I only need 1 copy of Tamil of my Kinsfolk. That was an easy set of decisions. Good Harvest I can probably do without at this point. I have no real issues with location control, and the Northern Trackers are not dwarves. I already have Keeley. Doing pretty well on attack, so I don't think I need the Dwarven axe. And yes. Right, so I need to get the 15 progress on here, and then travel to Orthanc and kill Saruman, basically. I have no other enemies in play. Let's do a bit of healing. Of my heroes. Yeah, I'm just never going to explore the plains of Isengard. Underground Armory. I suppose, now I think about it, I should maybe have just explored this with the Ents. Don't think I have an action window now, after resolving the quest, but before moving into the travel phase. No, don't think so. I guess I'll travel to the Underground Armory. And it's, while it's active, considered being it with the first player. Okay. Right. So that's everything. Control N. And of course, during the resource phase, because of his staff, Saruman attacks each player because we both drew cards. I suppose an argument could be made that maybe I should have just stalled out for ages on stage 2 until I drew my entire decks, but that would be boring. Also have an extra resource. So, he is attacking for 6. I do have a Hasty Stroke available, so I'd rather not have to use it. Incidentally, I'm going to trigger King Under the Mountain. King Under the Mountain looks at the top 2 cards and then adds one to your hand rather than drawing them. So it's okay. Yeah, I don't really need extra questing or combat power except in terms of defense, so I'll just sneak attack Gandalf right now, lower my threat by 5, and have Gandalf defend this attack. +1 attack, if this destroys a character. So, that's fine, and neither of them have wizardry effects, so Saruman's forced effect does not go off. And now he attacks this player. If I have Dane take it, he should survive. He has the best chances. Or I can allow Saruman to definitely kill off all my allies, or I could put it on an Ent. Okay, putting it on an Ent. Deal 1 damage to the defending character. And until the end of the round, attacking enemy gets +2 defense. So I'll just add those 2 defense tokens. Now, if I exhaust my Warden of Healing, I can heal 1 damage off the Ent and 1 off Owen. And 6 attack versus 3 defense, 3 damage, so the Ent actually survives. And once again, no wizardry. Gandalf returns to my hand and we move into the planning phase. So, kind of short on lore cards. Let's transfer this Blue Mountain Trader back over here to get another lore resource. Pay 3 for Biffer. However, I will not trigger his response, because I don't want to be attacked by Saruman a second time. And let's pay 3 for a Longbeard Elder as well, and very good tail, exhausting both of them. To shuffle my deck, discard the top 5, and bring in 2 more Longbeard Elders. Get rid of the other 3. Yeah, okay. Short-term leadership cards over here. So let's transfer the other trader to get another leadership resource, so I can play Tamio my kinsfolk if I so choose, which I could do for Dory or a prospector, either of which could be an okay option. Or I could, if I wanted, use We Are Not Idle to exhaust some dwarves, gain some resources, and play Gandalf, who would then be able to obviously defend Saruman later on, but I think I'd rather not. I'd rather have those dwarves for questing. And over here, well, Cram, obviously, I want to play these. So, where do I want to play these? Defenders, really. Going to need 10 attack to take down Saruman. Okay. Actually, no. Let's put them both onto Dane. I'll also pay 2 for Arwen. Yeah, it leaves me with no spirit resource for a test of will or a hasty stroke, but it means that I can get Dane up to 4 defense and Sentinel. Also, I don't want to play We Are Not Idle because it would draw me a card and then Saruman would attack me again. So, 10 threat in the staging area. I need to make quite a lot of progress. And I need to have 10 attack left to kill Saruman. Aragorn is 3. Ori is 3, and Ent is 4. That would be 10. No, I need 12 because he has +2 defense. 2 Ents and Thorin would do it. Okay, so I'm definitely questing for 2 for 7, 10, 12, 14, 17, 20, 22, 24, 26, targeting Dane. I need more. Yeah, of course I have 2 resources on Aragorn to potentially ready a hero, so Let's go up to 30. Yeah, it might have to stick at 30 and rely on Ents to make up the difference. So, oh, and I don't have the resources for Test of Will. So that means each player reveals a card. Okay. So first player reveals one more card, and then the second player reveals 2 cards plus the regular staging card. Okay. Which means I can't use Aragorn's ability to ready a hero. And it surges. Wizardry effect on the active location. Each player exhausts a character he controls. Bomber and Dwarven. Right, so that's the first player all done. Now, because of those 2 copies of Saruman's orders, this deck has to reveal 2 cards, and then reveal a regular card for staging. I'll discard one card from your hand, or reveal another card. And discard, since I'm not in campaign mode, I'm not worried about depleting my hand too far. Underground Armory. And finally, Blast of Sorcery, X damage among characters. So 3 damage among characters committed to quest. That is not really an issue. I just need to remember who is committed to the quest. These 2 are both committed to the quest. So is Thorin. Right, so after all that, I've added 5 threat to the staging area. So I'm making 15 progress. I really want 18, but I don't think I can kill Saruman anymore. Damaged characters have blank text boxes until the end of the round. Yeah. That should be the other discard pile, of course. So, I mean, yeah, I can have my 2 Ents attack Saruman. And I could play Tamio, my kinsfolk, but the best I'd get out of that in terms of attack would be Dory for 3 with Dane being ready. Which would mean a total of 11 attack, which would normally be enough. But right now Saruman has +2 defense because of that shadow effect. So I guess this means that I don't want to fight Saruman right now, which means I don't mind that I'm not completing the quest stage yet. I might still want to put down some progress, Because let's see, I need one Ent to kill this guy. So I have 2 Ents that are free, effectively. So let's do this. 2 progress here and 2 progress here. Oh no, wait, the wizardry on this is exhausting a character. Okay, let's not do that then. So, I'm going to be making 15 progress, but first let's trigger Expert Treasure Hunter because it does not draw a card. It discards a card and then adds it to your hand if it's the named type. It is an ally. Always name ally. And then let's trigger Orthanc. So I don't want to do that, and I don't really want to have another enemy, do I? No. So I guess I'm getting this location. So 15 progress. 1, 2, 3, and 12 on here. Each player has to exhaust a character he controls. I will travel to the steaming vent because I don't want to have to deal with all that damage for committing to the quest. Engage the Isengard Orc here. Archery 1. Dane is a sentinel, thanks to Arwen. Discard a non-objective attachment you control. Well, that obviously has to be King Under the Mountain. No damage, and the Ent kills off the Orc. Right. Let's move Aragorn back over here. Control N. Get my extra draw, extra resource. Take away Saruman's extra defense. Fortunately, it's after a player draws any number of cards, not for each card you draw. But nonetheless, he does make 2 attacks at this point. So let's deal those 2 shadows and have this Ent defend this time. One damage. No wizardry. So once again, let's heal up there. And I guess Thorin. Take 3 damage, but live. Discard those shadows. Deal 2 more to attack this player, which will also have an Ent defend. Okay, no shadow effects, but 2 wizardry effects, so I discard 2 random cards from my hand. And discard. And discard. Finally lost one of those hidden caches. I've been hoping for those to get randomly discarded, every random discard that I've had to make. And now we move into the planning phase. So, okay, I need 10 attack to kill Saruman. I have 1 Ent. Aragorn and Owen, that could be enough. Sounds reasonable. Doesn't require me to play any more cards. I can save results for a test of will. Or, okay, how many resources do I need over here? Can't afford Gimli. Not going to play anything else. So let's transfer the 2 Blue Mountain Traders over here. Get 2 resources on Owen. Then let's pay 3 for an Erebor Battlemaster. Lower my threat by 1, but do not trigger Legacy of Durin to draw a card, because then Saruman would attack me. And this Battlemaster, not counting Dane, has 4 attack right now. Could be better, but still very handy to have that. And okay, so actually the one thing I will play here is a very good tail, exhausting Biffa, and let's make it a Blue Mountain Trader actually, for 5 resources worth of allies. And we get only 1 additional ally out of that. Discard 4. Never mind. So, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. Let's quest for 4, 7, 9, 11, 13, 22, 24, 27, 29, 31, 33. All right. So, reveal Machines of Isengard, trigger the wizardry effect, which is 3 damage among characters in play. I can deal with 3 damage among characters in play. Let's do 1, 2, 3. And Saga, discard 1 card from your hand. You're not idle, so +0 threat until the end of the round. So I've only added 1 threat. I'm making 18 progress, which is way more than I need. So let's trigger Expert Treasure Hunter. That is not an ally. Pretty do with this deck having a Hammersmith, though it doesn't really matter that much. Let's trigger Orthanc. And just continue to play on the safe side and not get additional enemies. And then I make my 18 progress. I have to deal that 3 damage among characters in play, so 1, 2, 3. Travel to Orthanc. So Saruman is now considered to be engaged with the first player. Which means that he will make an attack. Dane will defend. And I'm going to play To Me Are My Kinsfolk to pull out Dory from my discard pile. Okay, I have to resolve this wizardry effect, so... Oh, hang on. When Saruman is dealt a shadow card with a wizardry effect, the defending player resolves that wizardry effect as if he is the only player in the game. Now, I have a question here, because it's X damage among characters in play. X is one more than the number of players in the game. So obviously, resolving it as if this deck is the only player in the game means I can only assign damage to characters controlled by this deck. But what does it mean for the amount of damage? If I'm considering this to be the only player in the game, then then X is only 2 rather than 3. It doesn't really matter because I have hit points to spare, but I'm actually not sure what the right way of ruling that would be. So 6 against 4 thanks to Arwen. Dory will exhaust to take damage. I'll discard Cram to Ready Dane. So the Battlemaster attacks for 5. Arwen attacks for 3. Dwarven attacks for 2. I don't even need Aragorn in the end. Saruman is dead. Oh well, he's not dead. He's indestructible. But he has no hit points remaining, and thus it is possible for me to win. So I have won the game. The score of 150. Yeah, that obviously, if I were playing in campaign mode, it would have been more of an issue. I would have ended up with the Saruman's voice burden. But, I mean, that said, I had access to some potential card drawing effects. Actually, no, this deck didn't really. But I didn't need to play some of the stuff that I played. And regardless of that, it's bottom of your deck at the end of the phase. Okay. Yeah. The decks definitely work. I didn't find myself having the resource issues so much this time around. It still would have been nice to have those extra resources. They're not essential. Obviously, I'd lost Steward of Gondor. Yeah, the Blue Mountain Traders obviously do kind of help with that, and I wasn't drawing my leadership cards most of the game. So I'm not sure that I really want to actually do anything to change the decks at this point. They seem to be working pretty well, though it may have been partly luck and partly, obviously it helped to have Aragorn as a useful source of extra resources, and the Ents just cleaned up the staging area. But on the other hand, that's part of the quest, and it's counterbalanced by the fact of getting, well, the fact that I had to have 3 extra reveals at the start in exchange for my 4 Ents. Regardless, it worked, and I guess I'll move on to Assault on Osgiliath now as my final test. With how well the deck's been doing, I'm definitely going Nightmare. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.